You think you chose Portugal? Wait until you realize how much Portugal changes you, from the way you eat to the way you live, think, and even walk. I'm Lisbob, your expat assistant, and today I'm sharing 9 surprising ways this country reshapes you without you even noticing. And trust me, number 6, it might just save your sanity. You stop rushing and start enjoying slow moments. One of the first ways Portugal changes you is by slowing you down. At first, it might drive you crazy, waiting in line, long lunch breaks, or a 3-day response time for a simple email. But over time, something shifts. You start enjoying your coffee instead of rushing it. You take longer walks. You stop checking your phone every 5 seconds. Portugal teaches you that not everything needs to happen now. It's a culture where time is flexible and life isn't constantly optimized. You begin to appreciate those quiet pauses, whether it's a slow lunch at a terrace or a relaxed conversation with a stranger. Living in Portugal gently rewires your sense of urgency, and most expats find that incredibly liberating. You become obsessed with fresh bread, olive oil, and coffee. Before moving to Portugal, bread was just bread. After a while, it becomes sacred. You'll catch yourself judging bakeries based on crust texture. You'll debate which supermarket has the best pão alentejano. And don't get me started on olive oil. It's not just an ingredient here, it's a lifestyle. You learn to drizzle it on everything, from grilled fish to soup to even desserts. And yes, you develop a 6th sense for where to get the best cafe pingado for under €1. Portugal awakens your taste buds and makes you care deeply about food quality. Not because it's fancy, but because it's local, fresh, and simple. Once you've lived this way, the idea of processed food and €4 chain coffees becomes almost offensive. You stop caring about what you wear and start dressing like locals. Portugal has a very relaxed approach to fashion, especially outside Lisbon. And slowly it rubs off on you. The pressure to dress up every day fades. Flip-flops in November? Not a problem. Wearing the same 3 linen shirts on repeat all summer? Totally normal. Portuguese people, especially in smaller towns, are not focused on brand names or Instagram trends. They value comfort, practicality, and natural elegance. Over time, you stop worrying if you're on trend and start dressing for the weather, the walk to the cafe, or that spontaneous trip to the beach. Ironically, by letting go of fashion pressure, many expats say they feel more confident, more comfortable, and more themselves. Simplicity becomes your new aesthetic. You learn to live with uncertainty and embrace it. In Portugal, plans change. Appointments get rescheduled. Bureaucracy moves slower than expected. At first, it's frustrating, but over time, you stop fighting it. You learn to be more flexible, to adapt, to say vamos ver with a shrug. Living in Portugal teaches you that life doesn't always go as planned, and that's okay. You start trusting that things will eventually work out. This new mindset can feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you come from a fast, highly organized culture. But with time, it becomes a quiet strength, a kind of calm resilience that stays with you everywhere you go. You become more connected to nature. Portugal has a way of pulling you outside, whether it's morning walks along the ocean, afternoon hikes in the Serra, or just watching the sunset from your balcony. You start craving nature more than ever. Even in cities, there's space to breathe. The light, the sea breeze, the rhythm of the seasons, they ground you. You notice birds more. You look at the moon. You might even start growing herbs on your windowsill. It's not about becoming a full-blown nature lover. It's about rebalancing your life. Living in Portugal reconnects you to the natural world in a way that feels effortless and deeply healing. You develop a surprising amount of patience. Whether it's waiting for finances to answer an email or standing in line at the pharmacy while 2 people chat for 10 minutes, Portugal teaches you patience. Not because you want to, but because you have to. And slowly, that patience spills over into other areas of life. You stop getting annoyed by small delays. You stop expecting everything to happen instantly. You breathe more. You realize that most things aren't as urgent as they feel. It's a quiet transformation, but a powerful one. And when you return to your home country, you'll likely be shocked at how impatient everyone else seems. You start measuring life in coffees, not deadlines. In Portugal, the coffee break is sacred. It's not rushed, it's not to go, and it's never just about caffeine. It's a ritual, a pause, a check-in with yourself or someone else. Over time, your internal clock shifts. You stop obsessing over hours, productivity, and start organizing your day around little pleasures. I'll do that after a coffee. Let's meet for a cafe. Time feels softer, more human. You begin to value breaks as much as tasks. Living in Portugal teaches you that life isn't a sprint. It's a series of meaningful pauses, and that's where real living often happens. You care less about money and more about value. Portugal's cost of living outside Lisbon and the Algarve is often lower than in other Western countries, but the real shift is mental. You stop chasing status and start appreciating quality of life. You realize that happiness doesn't come from luxury. It comes from sitting on a terrace with friends, swimming in the ocean, or enjoying a homemade meal. Over time, you start spending differently, less on things, more on experiences. You might earn less here, but you feel richer. Portugal reminds you that value isn't always tied to price, and that a simple life can be deeply rewarding. You redefine what success means. Before moving to Portugal, success might have meant career milestones, big salaries, or constant achievement. But living here gently reprograms that. You meet people who prioritize family, nature, long lunches, and community over climbing ladders. You realize that slowing down, being present, and feeling free might be the ultimate form of success. It's not about giving up ambition, it's about redefining it. Living in Portugal shifts your goals from more to better, from external validation to internal peace. And once that seed is planted, it's hard to go back. Portugal doesn't just change where you live, it changes how you live. Living in Portugal changes you, sometimes in small ways, sometimes in life-changing ones. If you're curious to learn more about what life here is really like, check out this next video. It might answer questions you didn't even know you had. I'm Lisbob, and I'll see you there.